The 2000s were a great time. You had shows like Lizzie McGuire and the Even Stevens. We had that iconic denim look worn by Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. And we had a bunch of spooky stories perfect to share at sleepovers. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary stories from the 2000s. Starting off this countdown, we have the janitor. This story was very popular in my area back in the 2000s. So there's a particular school here in Toronto that is said to be haunted. Apparently, back in the day, one of the school's janitors hung themselves in one of the stairwells. As a result, the stairwell was blocked off for quite some time, but over the years, they reopened it. A lot of people claim that this stairwell is haunted by the ghost of the janitor. Some of the caretakers claim to hear noises from the stairwell and have even seen apparitions of the man. If I could, I would so go ghost hunting in that school. Who's with me? In our ninth spot, we have the bottle. This story was famous around 2009. Story goes that a bunch of kids were fooling around one day at a local junkyard. A lot of people in town would go there to see if anyone was discarding of something they could repurpose. Well, while playing, one boy found a little glass bottle filled with green, bubbly liquid. He smelled it, and he claims it smelled good, like minty, florally. Then he was double doggy dared to drink it. So obviously he had to follow through with it. You know how those work. When he drank it, his whole body was filled with a pleasant tingle. A month later, he started to cough up blood and eventually even his own intestines. Then his body started to develop new organs. 2 months later, he made the swamp his new home. And that, my friends, is how Shrek was born. No, I'm just kidding. Lastly, he started to target and eat humans. So, moral of the story, don't go around drinking random substances. I thought that was common sense. In our 8th spot, we have the choking Doberman. I'm sure you have all heard this story at some point in your life. Now, I'm not sure when it was created, but it was pretty popular in the 2000s. Story goes that one day a woman came home to her Doberman lying on the ground not breathing. She took him to the vet to get checked out, and then she went to return home. However, on the way home, she got a call from the vet. She said that she shouldn't return home since her dog choked on a person's finger. He thought the finger was from an invader. When the police searched her house, she found a burglar hiding in her closet with a missing finger. Dun dun dun. Moving on to number 7, we have the resurrection. This was another scary story from the late 2000s. This story is about a very disturbed and obsessive man. He is so infatuated with this one woman that he only wants the best for her. So he decided to kill her. Story goes that the man pushed the woman off of a building. He gathered her mangled corpse and carried it back to a resting place that he had made for her. He thinks she still looks beautiful with her twisted body and snapped neck. He dresses her in his mother's old wedding gown and then attempts to resurrect her. Now, I feel like that's something from Joe from the show You would do. Either him or Norman Bates. In our 6th spot, we have the Lost Creepypasta. So apparently there was a creepypasta that was published in the early 2000s, but now it can no longer be found. The story was called Camerahead and was posted on 4chan. It was about a man that discovers a torn backpack and book while walking. In the backpack is a tape, broken camera, and a letter that says, "I killed a camerahead." The story goes on with the character eventually being stalked by creatures known as cameraheads. Basically, they are humans or human-like entities with cameras implemented into the nerves of their eyes. Now, what's weird is how historical screenshots of 4chan show an active link to a page named Cameraheads. Basically, if you didn't know, there's this thing called Wayback Machine that takes screenshots of websites for their archives. It allows you to see what websites looked like back in the day on certain dates. So this proves that this was a real story published, but now there are no longer any more traces of it. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the private school. This was another story that haunted me and my friends back in the mid to late 2000s. This story takes place at an all-girls boarding school. Apparently one night, to entertain themselves, a bunch of girls went to one of the school's bathrooms. There had always been rumors that this bathroom was haunted by a spirit of a girl that committed suicide at the school. They had brought candles and were looking into the dark mirror trying to summon this girl's ghost. However, they were being careless because one of the candles tipped over and caught a roll of toilet paper on fire. From there, the fire began to spread. One of the girls got trapped in the bathroom and perished in the fire. The other girls managed to escape, but a whole wing of the school was burnt down and lots of students died in their sleep. In our fourth spot, we have the Craigslist Ripper. The Craigslist Ripper, also known as the Long Island Killer, was just as its name suggests, a killer from Long Island that would meet women from Craigslist and kill them. From 1996 to 2013, the killer is believed to have murdered at least 17 women. In the 2000s, this story was used as a warning tale to teach young girls about predators and the dangers of meeting up with strangers online. What's scary is that the killer still hasn't been found. Coming in our third spot, we have the Alice killings. This story, or urban legend, was fairly popular in Japan around the late 90s to early 2000s. The story goes that someone was murdering random individuals and placing a single playing card by their bodies. The playing card had the word Alice written on it in the victim's blood. Now, this was just a made-up story, but in 2003, there was a serial killer in Spain that was caught leaving playing cards alongside his victims. Thankfully, he was caught, and he's spending 142 years in jail. Moving on to number 2, we have the camp drowning. This was another story that scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. I feel like this story was told by camp counselors around the world to scare kids at camp. Let me know in the comments below if you've heard of this story or some similar version of it. So the story goes that there is a young girl that haunts summer camps. One day the girl was out canoeing. Now, this girl, she couldn't swim, but decided to go canoeing anyways. However, her and her friend didn't wear their life jackets like they were told to. While out on the lake, her canoe tipped over and she drowned. Now it's said that she haunts camps. If you are swimming, she will grab your leg and drag you down underwater. And in our number 1 spot, we have Zozo. Since 2009, the presence of Zozo has been pretty popular online. It all started back on October 24th, 2009, when a man named Darren Evans shared his interactions with Zozo online. Now, who or what is Zozo? Well, it is said to be a sinister demon that you can get in contact with through Ouija boards. Other times, Zozo may pretend to be a friendly spirit or maybe a deceased family member of the players to try and trick them. He then will wait until the players are vulnerable and then will harm them. At first, according to Darren's account, the interactions with Zozo were seemingly harmless. He experienced noises, moving objects, and flickering lights. Then he started getting scratches and bruises on his skin. During one session with Zozo, Zozo even harmed Darren's daughter. Zozo has even been linked to murders and suicides all throughout the world. And that's all for today's video. Let me know in the comments below what legend from the 2000s scared you the most. Now let's move on to our comment shout-out portion. I'll be shouting out comments for my video, Top 10 Scary Titanic Urban Legends That Might Be True, Part 2. Becky Goodwin commented, recently one of the musician's violins were found and identified. Very interesting to know it has survived for so long. That is really interesting. Wow, the fact that it survived underwater for that long, that's crazy, but also kind of cool. The Life of Gus Gus commented, OMG, why is the ad a cover for My Heart Will Go On song? LOL. Talk about good timing or something. Or YouTube just knows. Lily Vlogs commented, I remember watching the film and I cried. It's true. Honestly, it's a really sad movie, but then there's behind the scenes photos of Leonardo DiCaprio in like a kiddie pool while shooting the like sad scene where he's in the water, and it's actually kind of funny. So if you see those photos, it kind of makes the movie that less sad. So it's kind of funny, but also ruins the movie. And that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see you. If I could, I would so go ghost hunting. If I could, I would so go